Today, I'm going to be taking on 100 days of Minecraft in a single chunk. This map is filled with multiple chunks of the different biome types in Minecraft, and I am supposed to complete objectives to be able to collect blocks to place in this monument to fully complete the game. So, let's get into this. On day 1, I decided to check out the landscape and get a scope on the other islands just to see what I'm working with. And of course, I gotta get that wood too. This start feels like any other generic Minecraft world. I then opened up the chest and was hoping for some tools, but all I got was a stupid book. But, I mean, it did explain what blocks I needed to fully complete this map, so that wasn't bad, I guess. I then went to explore the deep dark caves of this chunk, in hopes that I wouldn't run into a crowd of mobs. But after finding this hole, I kinda got some anxiety about what could be down there, so I turned around and ran back up like a little wuss. I then foreseen the future and knew I was going to be starving, so I decided to break some grass to get seeds so I can create a little farm for the meantime. Creating my first crafting table, yay! I feel like this should be the first achievement to a world. Oh, wait, it is. After experiencing Minecraft Farming Simulator 2021, I seen how majestic this cow was looking, so I kinda decided to leave him alone and maybe he can be an OG in this series and we can keep them alive this entire time. Let's call him Steven. I then decided to jump on the lily pads to waste time for the entire day for whatever reason that was. And as I was watching the villager chunk in peace, this stupid phantom decided to ruin that moment for me. So I had to run away and hide in fear of that stupid mob. Day 2 was pretty eventful. I came outside to see that stupid phantom suffer, so that I had already made my day. What a beautiful sight. I then made a wooden pickaxe and decided it was rightfully time to start doing what Mojang intended us to do. Mine. Simple as that. I thought it would be a cool time lapse to record the iron smelting. However, after the first ingot I got bored and left. I mean, you can't really blame me for that. Back to the mining it is, I guess. As I was mining, I was made a fool as I didn't look down and got scared like a little boy after his mom said he couldn't even use their credit card to buy more V-Bucks. I thought my first death in the series would have been in the second day. Do you know how embarrassing that would have been? I then continued to mine my pain away in hopes of forgetting about that. When I came up, I found a pig too. Why not have 2 OGs in this series, right? Let's call him Bake. Look at me and my boy Bake just chilling there. He even gave me a hug as a sign of our friendship. After collecting some of the iron, I noticed my hunger bar was heading to empty. So I decided rather than killing our young animals and friends, let's just go and hide and stand out still for the rest of the day so I didn't get any temptations. I started day 3 doing the typical grindy work of gathering wood cause I'm just too lazy to build an axe. Then I decided to use the waterfall leaking over the chunk to see if we can get some ores and such. I then found a little cave with not so bad items in a chest and finally a bed that I can use. I thought it'd be cool to mine the skeleton skull but was hoping it wouldn't launch some Harry Potter type curse on me. I guess we'll see. I finally made use of my iron and made a pickaxe. I then found some zombies in the other chunk, and I mean it's easy to tell they're playing their heist to come and steal Steven and Bake on me. I'm not no fool, they cannot do me dirty like that. More random mining. After coming back up, I noticed a little divot, and turns out it's a little mine shaft that leads to literally nothing. But we finally got our first diamond, so guess I wasn't complaining. I was beginning to starve and my farm was not progressing at all, so I had to make a hard and executive decision to kill Steve. I was going to look for Bake, but I mean seems like either the zombies got him or he left in fear of my insanity. Sorry Steven. In day 4 I felt feisty and went to see what was up in the caves, and of course zombies are there waiting for me, so I decided to go up and see what's up with them, and of course there was a spawner. I then pulled some Michael Jordan type hops over the zombies and planted torches, and rather than facing my fears I ran away and hid. But I mean it kind of worked out as they kept pushing each other over the edge, so I honestly wasn't too worried. Finesse that zombie. There was some decent stuff in the chest, and after mining a little bit, I decided to go mess with the zombies. But I mean, turns out they all must have fell in the lava. I seen diamonds too, so why not go capitalize while I'm down here, right? Get rid of the furnace and crafting table to move them upstairs. What is this zombie doing in my water? I'm really gonna have to light this place up soon. Well, if you look at that. Might as well use this newly acquired bed too. Day 5, I thought this would be an amazing time to make a cobblestone generator. So I grabbed my trusty bucket and went away building this masterpiece. But now I needed my lava bucket, and after some hurtful parkour I finally made it. I'm terrible at making generators, so this is the moment of truth. Ah, thank God. I basically then spent the entire day mining cobblestone for whatever reason until my wooden pickaxe broke. I made the sound of a metal pickaxe breaking. Typical Minecraft. I found a new friend. Now that I got some food, maybe he can chill for the entire series. Let's name him Sheer. More mining simulator. I then decided it was the right time to begin to platform out, but then realized how dark it was getting, and mom said I was supposed to be in bed by 8, so I rushed back to bed. Day 6, I continued from last day's venture and bridging out to the villager chunk, and after hours upon hours of bridging and mining cobblestone, yay, I finally made it. So I decided to make like the Vikings and ransack these villagers and their chests, but I kept them alive so they can be thankful for that. Apparently this is the little monument where I can place these blocks to fully beat the game. Looks pretty cool down here, not gonna lie. Have to check the sides of the islands for some hidden passages, of course, and more cobblestone mining. Love it. Day 7, I started mining because I wanted to head down the villager chunk because I had seen a little cave, and boy, let me tell you how annoying it is to build down in survival. Not a very fun experience, I must say. Oh look, a fun creeper jumping in joy to see me. Oh look, another fun creeper jumping in joy to see me. How amazing is this? Gotta love Minecraft RNG, eh? Gotta go get some water because I'm not building down again. That was ridiculous. Farming Simulator 2021 Part 2. Get the water and run back. After coming down, I decided to mine some more. Wandering villager has no good trades, of course. Let's venture down some more for sure. I then found a spawner and oh look, another creeper. Except out of fear, I stupidly let the water fall. And here you go, my first death before we even hit day 10. Love it. Day 8 was tough to start. All my stuff gone, so I was left astray to start over. So why not grab some torches to try and take over the initial place that left me to my demise. I feel like Shakespeare with all these words.
Where art thou, creeper?
And look, here he is. It sure felt some kind of blessing killing that thing. And turns out, it was actually a slime spawner. I had to do some hiding so that big guy wouldn't kill me too. Well, if you look at that, got me a trusty sword to kill these guys. Just some local slime extermination, don't mind me. Slime scared and hit me so hard I dropped my sword in the meantime. Time to run back home before I get barraged with millions of zombies. After looking for some secret stuff, somehow a beefed up skeleton with pure leather armor decided to crash my parade. How he got all that? Wish I knew. Time to light up the bridge too before we get some World War Z type fights in here. Wow, it's the first time gap of days. Days 9 to 16 were pretty hectic. I started off with breaking the sacred tree and accidentally broke a beehive, which caused a very angry Barry the Bee to come after me. But of course, he's seen this coming. I gave him a quick 1-2 and that was the end of things real fast. Yay, our first diamond tool. I feel so accomplished. Yay, some more exciting breaking ground footage and me destroying cobble to bridge out again. Except this time, I decided to go out to the jungle chunk. It was pretty beautiful, I must say. And look, some parrots too. But of course, with everything in this world, the underneath is the scary part. After venturing down, I was literally proven right. There was a family of skeletons just finishing dinner, and they decided I would be the perfect dessert. But they should have known better. As you can see, I clearly and easily dispatched them with no harm at all. And for some reason, the skeleton was too busy looking down at his lover down the hole. So I decided to send him down there too so they can be together. Of course, as I light this place up, more skeletons decided it's time to party, and this guy came perfectly suited up. And I mean, you can see how it went. Time for attempt number 2. It felt nice reverse Spartaning that jerk into the void. Now time for his buddy. That was a close call, eh? Oh look, a parrot egg. Not sure what we can use that for. Oh look, another skeleton missing their shot. What's new? Except he has the enchantment power 9 million. So I got demolished quite easily, no other way around it. Attempt number 3. Now apparently this same skeleton decided to suit up in all of my stuff and absolutely wreck me with no possible chance. Attempt number 4. Oh look, he somehow found another friend. Attempt number 5. After messing up with his buddy, it was the ultimate 1v1. And of course, I took that crown. Why wouldn't I? Then I decided why not check out the depths of this chunk. And look, it's another skeleton. For some reason too, these guys started duking it out. So I kind of just stood there like the bystander I am and didn't do anything except run past them to find better things. But then as that was over, all the eyes were on me, which was lovely. Can we also please talk about how OP this strat the skeleton was using? Hiding behind a vine so my hits don't register but theirs does. Mojang really needs to fix their stuff, honestly. And here was a puzzle ahead of me. After spending minutes and minutes of flicking levers, I gave up and decided to finally check the redstone to this stuff. I literally got zero information from this. So I decided to check the other side and was just as confused still, probably even more confused. So it was time to go back to flicking levers aimlessly, and if you look at that, it had some decent stuff in there too. Not sure if it was worth the hour or so of flicking levers, but at least we did it, right? Might as well get some materials while I'm here too. Like, look at all these guys. What is up with this? Day 17 to 22, I decided to do some work on the island. I first off started with building the animal pen, because if we're going to want a huge chunk of food, might as well start there. But of course, what comes with wood platforms results in needing to cut down some wood. Then why not expand on the platform to the jungle chunk while we're here too, and gather some dirt for our next build that we want to work on. I expanded on the other side of the chunk for a nice little tree farm, and why not get distracted and work on the pen and put up some fences too. Then mine some cobblestone just for the bridge, so we can make it wide enough to reduce the risk of falling. Of course, as I get distracted again, I venture down this chunk into another divot, except when I opened the chest, I didn't have my audio on, so I had no clue about the TNT. So that was pretty shocking explosion, and also rip to those parrots as well. I then ventured to the bottom of the chunk to mine some more diamonds. Yay, diamonds, am I right? Running back to our base, it seemed like things were starting to come in nicely, except I got annoyed with the level of trees, so I rose them up a block, and at first I used half slabs for looks, but realized how ugly it was, so stairs it will now be. Looking good if you ask me. Gotta love that tree and farming simulator again, right? When I was going to the villagers, I noticed that these llamas were all alone. Their trader must have left them to rot. Poor guys. So I showed them what was up and to never loiter on my bridge again. I'm playing no games with this unnecessary traffic. They just had to learn a hard lesson. Day 23 and 24, I decided to make use of our new beloved iron axe by cutting a crap ton of wood and then using all that just to expand on the animal pen. I tried out this little fit with these fences and I honestly just hated it all, so I tried a new different look and didn't think it was too bad looking. And why not expand a little bit of this platform so we can begin to toss animals on? We sure are making progress with the trees and animal pen. Days 25 to 29 were pretty much the same thing, just cutting wood and expanding on our beautiful tree farm and animal pen. However, after toying with the sophisticated entrance I tried over and over again, I hated it so much and decided to just kibosh the entire thing and place the gates at the front. See, that doesn't look too bad either. I feel like an exterior decorator up in here. I then was able to completely finish the first pen, which was a great feeling, so I decided to bring my first cow in here as a celebration, but kinda left him hanging in there all alone. But I mean, this is my world, right? He's just living in it. And then in typical Aidn fashion, I didn't like how large the pen was, so I messed with it again and took out a fence in front of the gate too. These improvements are absolutely getting there, if I do say so myself. Then the next item on the list was to make it to the ice island behind me. So I had to go back to the chopping block and spend tens of minutes again doing nothing but cutting up wood just to start bridging out to the ice chunk. Add an extra step just so I don't trip when traveling. Those bunnies looked all chill with me, but right when I walked right past them, they dipped harder than GameStop stock after the first rise in January. And of course, another underwhelming chest, but it is better than nothing, I guess. I then ventured down to explore the deep depths of these ice caverns, and of course, when I mine the wrong block, I get sent down to the pit and almost die again while being surrounded by these dang spiders. I couldn't think straight, but I did find a sweet sword and decided to test it out on the spider that was just coming to vibe, so I kind of felt bad for that. Then I fall into a pit that I can't even get up from, surrounded by a couple zombies and a spawner. Like, just my luck, eh? Then after some more venturing down, look at what I found. We're 1/3 of the way getting the wither ready. Apparently too, these spiders now decided that it was time to get payback at the lowest point in my life and poison me. And of course, after a wave of spiders, I was finally slain by a little tiny spider, of course, so I tried to go to bed, but now all these mobs magically pop up around me and just absolutely bully me to the max. It was nice to get payback and shove that skeleton right where he belongs. Most peaceful sleep I ever had. Day 30 to 32, I felt frisky and decided to go to the dark oak forest, and I made sure I torched this place up down the hatch. And of course, another spawner. Looking like a spider one though, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. And if you look at that, we got our first block for the monument. Definitely feels like a nice flex at this moment. But just like every other chunk, it was time to go and check down below and waste an hour doing nothing but mining ores. Well, if you look at that diamond, eh? But sadly our pick broke, so we had to just go all the way back up. You see what happens when I get the confidence. But I did the best thing and ran to the closest corner and prayed nothing burned in lava. Typical walk of shame. Nice. Too much stress in one day. Day 30 to 35, I started off with a good old fun cutting wood. I feel like 60% of my 100 days will be nothing but cutting wood. I then felt it was time to make my way over to the sand chunk. It looks like it had some real potential, so I truly had to jump on it. When I entered this mini pyramid, I was kind of disappointed as I thought there would be much better loot, to be honest. But of course, I didn't have my headset in, so I couldn't even hear the TNT get set off. And there you go, those smug little jerks laughing at me. Well, time to jump. Bet they truly regret laughing at me now, eh? Hey, there's some pretty good loot. And oh look, a second clay block. And we got a pretty sweet pickaxe with terrible durability level though, so I'm not too sure how I feel about that. But we did get a melon seed too. You know, always gotta run into these darn creepers too. I was reluctant to attack this spider, but these guys just keep attacking me in the middle of the day. I truly don't get it. I then just started to build over to the savannah chunk, but then it got dark and I didn't want to run into any bad guys. So I ran over to the monument to place my yellow terracotta. Yay, 2 out of how many there are? Well, when you look at that beautiful sunset. Wow. Day 36 to 37 was pretty much another house cleaning day. I started to expand on our tree farm again. I then wanted to spice up my tree farm and add some diversity. So I went to the snow chunk to get some spruce trees so we can add it to our farm. But I needed some saplings for that. I then had to use my trusty water bucket to add a little platform underneath, As you can also see in me 100 times speed doing some building, I had to go back to the jungle biome to get some more dirt, of course. But I feel bad for how we've been demolishing this place, so we might have to move our dirt digging business somewhere else. Day 38 to 40 was pretty eventful. Right off the bat, I wanted to check out the savannah chunk and do some exploring. Did you see that bunny? Finishing off this little tight bridge almost made me cry myself a few times, not gonna lie. So it was time to check out the little mines. And as I'm traveling down, apparently the whole Brady bunch decided to show up for a little get together and wanted to mess with me. So it was really just time to show these guys what was up, and that no matter the sheer size of them, they will never be able to overcome my cojones. I did have a few scares with these creepers, but again, cannot overcome my cojones. I really should have mined all these ores, honestly. Had to check if this button did any magic things. Not sure what I was expecting, to be honest. It was kind of a brain fart moment. ASMR sand sound. Oh, we found our third terracotta. Blessed. I wanted to check out this little part to see if there was any hidden diamonds, but we did find some emeralds, so that was fantastic. Mined some emeralds. And of course, trying to escape here nicely, and this little doofus has to come up at me and try to start some problems. Typical creeper. I then built a little bridge over the villager chunk so we can have a bridge highway going between all of these chunks. Time to go place the third bad boy down. Wow, we're like one away from being halfway done. But to get to, we have to defeat the ender dragon and wither, so not sure how long that's gonna take. Day 41, I decided that there wasn't any time left to play funny games, so I went straight to my chest and built some iron armor. Look at how manly I'm looking here. No complaints here. I then got sick and tired of seeing our cow number 2 all sad and alone, so I went around looking for another possible mate for him, and look at what we found. So I decided to bring them over, and yes, I did have some difficulties with it, as they clearly did not like the way I smelled, or I mean their brain was just purely broken. Yay! Our cow is finally not alone anymore. Might as well make them have a little spicy time so we can start to build our very inhumane farm, eh? Hey, what's up, little guy? Then why not go back to mining wood so we can inevitably use it in 5 seconds and need more right after. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but this space is really starting to look spicy. Not sure if we're behind in progression though, but I feel like we're going at it like a nice and consistent rate. Day 42 was one of those boring days, just pretty much nothing but base work again. I wanted to expand on the animal pen while also waiting for our 2 spruce trees to grow, because that is pretty much what's holding us back for expanding each theme. And don't get me started with how annoyed I was having to break separate pieces of wheat because none of them were growing at a decent rate next to one another. So it really just left me in that awkward position of breaking each specific piece of wheat. And I decided to expand a bit more on the bridge so it wouldn't be risky just in case we fell and lost everything again. Day 43, I got annoyed with our little tiny farm, so I decided that we should have our own section for our farm and make it much larger. But of course, what comes with large farms is a need for a lot of dirt, so time to run to the jungle again. As I was digging, I ran up to this parrot, and he really just didn't have any care in the world. So I tried to tame him with seeds, but he wouldn't get tamed or whatever. So I guess it doesn't work for regular seeds or something. Kinda weird, I guess. But then I tried with this other parrot, and he wouldn't even budge for seeds either. Weird again. Anyways, the rest of the time was basically just digging, so I thought I should take the time just to chat with y'all a little bit. This video has required the most amount of time and effort of all my other videos. I've gotten at least 10 to 18 hours of footage that I had to skim over and separate each day, and then do what I thought, and then take out what I thought was the most interesting, write a script for what I wanted to say, talk over, and then finish editing the video. So the amount of effort that went into this video was crazy. But I mean, I really enjoyed making this, and I truly appreciate it if you guys made it this far. But if you do enjoy these videos, please let me know down below, and if y'all rock with it, I will definitely keep grinding these out, that's for sure. Day 44 to 47 was pretty much the same thing as the previous day. Just working with the farm, planting seeds, gathering dirt, hoeing all the dirt, and then planting everything, and then going over to the spruce trees, chopping up stuff, and expanding on that farm as well. I've been really enjoying these past 47 days, as it's cool to look back on it now, except the only tough thing I face sometimes is when something funny happens, I kind of forget, so I'm sure I've been missing some moments like that. But other than that, looking back at the progress and everything I had done was pretty fun and interesting, not gonna lie. Day 48, I decided to stop torturing the jungle by snagging all their dirt, so I decided to make my way over to the savannah chunk and just farm dirt over there. Because let's be honest, the savannah is much more boring than the jungle. I really should have just started taking all the dirt from the savannah chunk to begin with. But the rest of the day was filled with placing dirt for the farm and going over to the savannah to get some dirt. It's been a pretty dirty last 6 days, eh? Okay, that joke was terrible. I truly apologize. Day 49 was pretty much the same thing as the last other days, so I'll save you some boredom from that. But I was finally able to harvest a nice chunk of wheat, so that was extremely satisfying. So other than the bored, tedious things I had to do this day, that definitely made my day for sure. And we can finally get an excess of food. Day 50, I decided to switch things up, so rather than working on a farm, I decided to work on the tree farm. Yay! I wanted to expand the other half of the farm to 1/4 being a birch farm and the other being a jungle tree farm. The diversity in this farm will hopefully make this like a nice fun looking area. Day 51 to 53 were the same old again, just working on the tree farm like the true arborist I am. I also thought that this is finally time to feed the cows. It's been days since any of them touched a lick of any wheat, so I thought they deserved at least a little bit of attention since they're stuck in a 5x5 fence. I'm also really digging this wooden log pathway design, specifically based on the tree they're growing. I'm proud of myself for this one. I also noticed this little bee chilling in the void, and I thought that this was just a perfect symbol and message for us all, and it truly is a heartwarming message. This symbolizes that sometimes you are doing the right things that you should be doing. However, you can just be so far gone from where you should be doing it. Like, you're nowhere even close to where you should be, but you know, you're out there doing your own thing. That's life, I guess. Day 54 to 56 started off pretty chill. I was just living the life of a settled farmer, doing my thing while society progresses on. And can we take a moment to listen to the ASMR and appreciate the feeling of being able to just completely wipe out a farm rather than taking out one piece by piece? But of course, what comes with that satisfaction then comes with the terrible realization that I gotta plant all these damn seeds. Although the sound of that is extremely great, it's just planting seeds can be so annoying sometimes. Wanna know what's more annoying though? Failing on creating a chicken with an egg, and when you go to leave the chicken finally gets the bravery to run away. And I didn't have any seeds, so I had to go snag one from the farm just so I can lure this little sucker back in. So I fed him some seeds as a bit of payback. He's looking for a lover, but he's stuck all alone. Quite torturous, to be honest. But I got sick and tired of the chill farmer life, so I decided it was time to go and check out the nether chunk. The water chunk is kinda scary, so we'll have to go get it later. And now time for the most fun part of all, bridging over. Yay. Except this little guy had a bone to pick with me for some reason, but he came in at me like a trucker with no holds barred. Like, I then wanted to platform over, but once I realized that the wood would just catch on fire, I dipped back. Quite a nice save though, right? Anyways, it was getting dark and I got too scared, so I had to run home. We're already back here right away because I'm not out here playing no games. And I thought I was real clever breaking the blocks underneath them, but I didn't realize that zoglins can survive in the lava, so that was fun. I mean, of course I gotta show you some mining footage, of course, right? Boom! Forgot another thing. I forgot a water bucket. So of course I had to go all the way back just to get myself a bucket. And of course, you know, we had to start getting some ancient debris so we can stock up on that beautiful netherite. Also, enjoy this video of myself struggling with trying to stand still with this water. Mining debris is actually so satisfying. Look at this little setup. All these piglins got, you know, pretty fresh, I must say. More mining of the debris. Don't mind me here, just chilling with my half fleshed out pig brethren. And now this is when it gets fun. I got a blaze spawner right there and I'm not really sure what else to do with this. So, you know, I'm just chilling here trying to explore some of the place. Yeah, when I start breaking, do you see that skeleton? This is really sus now. But I just went to look over and see what he's up to, and that little arch just smacked me. Are you serious? Yep, when I went to go check him out again, he disappeared. This is perfect. He must have fallen off the edge, right? I'ma just leave this little piglin chilling, as you know, I got a little pack going on with his boys upstairs, so we're good. Except when I went to go and check to find some of the debris at the bottom of the chunk. Yeah, that's where the skeleton I went, I guess. Just makes my blood boil as he literally just fell off the chunk too, just to make me lose all my items. Are you serious? So I had to take a little bit of time off to be able to handle all that stress. Day 57 was more of a walk of shame kind of day, but I decided to toughen up, go back to the nether chunk, and I needed to gather up as much material as possible. So enjoy this nicely timed cuts of myself breaking and traversing through this small little chunk. And can we please talk about all these creepers coming up trying to catch a fade? It's just ridiculous at this point. Day 58, I decided to return to that hellhole, but it was pretty much just scraping the sides of the chunk for any ancient debris. So I'll save y'all some time from that annoyingness. And then towards the end of the day, I decided to expand on our birch tree part of the farm. Well, if you look at that, we're finally making some progress. This is nice. And we're officially back to the boring housework stuff for days 59 to 60. And we're back to the single crop breaking. Fun. Feeding all these cows and seeing their excitement for food for the first time in like 3 weeks was kinda nice. I felt like Oprah out here. Except rather than giving out cards and gift cards, I'm just finally feeding these cows. I also just noticed for the first time ever how fun it is bouncing on beds. And then it was back to the wood cutting. You just gotta love it, right? Also, now as we're speaking, kinda, having a little one-on-one, I'm officially done with university classes up until my exams later this month. This isn't my final year, but anytime you finish like a full university year, comes like a nice break of relaxation. But up until it all starts again in September. Then I decided I felt kinda bad about feeding all the cows in front of our poor chickens. Felt kinda awkward watching them do the deed. Not sure if I should blur this out or not, in YouTube's sake, right? Yeah, I'll survive, I think. Then, time to go back to the fun little satisfying glimpse of the base building. Since I'm definitely planning on expanding this series, make sure y'all comment down below some ideas for what I can build in the next 100 to 200 days video. And whoever idea I steal and use as my own, I'll make sure to toss your comment in the video for proper credits. So make sure y'all get your voices heard. I also experienced some weird stuff going on, as whenever I would place the seeds and go up and down a slab, it destroys the plot and gives me damage. I got sketched out for a second as I didn't know if there was a skeleton somewhere giving me a good old smack, but I didn't find anything and it even kept happening again. I could not make sense of any of this. Day 62 started off as what would seem like a normal day. Decided to go check up on the birch tree, and if you look at this, bunch of emo rockers heard me listening to some rap while I was breaking trees, so they wanted to revolt. But I had to show these guys who was boss and showed them the true David and Goliath situation. Except all these guys stole Legolas's bow skills and absolutely demolished me in a matter of seconds with no questions asked. Then I had to be a little sneaky and get my sword and absolutely rain down my wrath upon these guys. But once you take one of them out, they all just fall like little dominoes. All a part of my plan. I then had to clean some of the damage that I kinda inflicted myself, not gonna lie. But it wasn't too much, so I wasn't complaining. But I realized I truly needed to mob-proof this place. But before that, I placed down the pillagers banner so they realize that this place is not to be messed with, and I will crap on any of these guys any day. And hopefully all my placement will stop all these mobs from spawning. But I'm sure I missed a spot or two, but only time will tell, I guess. Day 63, I wanted to spruce up the place a little bit, except I feel like this would have been an amazing joke if I had actually mined spruce wood instead of oak wood, but I mean, what can you do, right? But I wanted to kind of finish this pen entrance to make it seem a little bit more inviting for the 0 guests that are going to be entering this world. Dang, see how pretty that is? Gotta feed the chickens so we can ultimately murder them and their kids for food one day. Time to cut down some jungle trees so we can try and finish our jungle section up. And of course we were short of slabs, so gotta go craft some more. And yay, dirt placing time. Time for more jungle trees that I gotta mine. Day 64 to 68, I decided to finally feed the cows again because I needed as many cow stacks as possible because I got some plans up my sleeve. Might as well kill some cows too because these guys are looking a little too cramped. I then wanted to spice up the farm too because I didn't want any of my guys to accidentally fall off, And of course I had to add torches as well so no zombies would come and crap all over my crops and contaminate my water. And I ran out of supplies once again. This is just terrible. But then the day after I realized that there isn't a way to have an equal distance between logs and the fences, so once again I had to restart my buildings because I didn't take enough time to plan and think about it. So I decided that placing torches in lieu of logs so I can kind of pre-plan this so I don't make the same mistake again. I then started to work on a little roof just in case there was like any heavy hail or anything so that just doesn't destroy our crops. And why not finish off the days trying to expand on our birch tree too? I mean, I do love to toot my own horn sometimes because our base is starting to look really good now. Once we finish up this roof, we'll be making some nice progress on our base and everything. The future sure is looking bright. Day 69, I realized that I'm so lacking on ores, especially coal, because if I want our farm roof to look nice, we're gonna need plenty of coal for sand burning. Oh look, a sheep. Wonder if we can... Oh, never mind. So, to be completely honest, I did absolutely nothing for the rest of the day but mine ores. It was fun for me as I could start to build up, a nice supply stuff, but I skipped the majority of this day for y'all so you wouldn't get bored. Day 70 to 74, I started off with breaking the inside of this pen, because I wanted to start a wool farm. And of course I need some grass for that to start. So I had to play the patient game, build a little path of dirt to our pen so we can finally get some grass in there and just wait. I then decided to give some cows love again for my future plan. And please just enjoy the sound of myself breaking this wheat as well as placing seeds. You know, something about it just puts my mind at peace. Melons finally grew so we could finally break them, turning the watermelons to seeds so we can expand on the farm some more. After putting that wheat I harvested to use with these cows, I started to murder some of them so I could farm up some of that sweet leather. Then when I went to enter the pen, this little bugger hopped out, and right as I went to follow him and close the gate, his little half-brother uncle decided to follow suit. Fine, but I couldn't kill them as they wouldn't drop any leather, so I brought them back in the pen just to suffer. Hopefully they learned their lesson. Then it was time to head to the sand chunk to get a nice chunk of sand for the roof of our farm. Kinda wishing I used the diamond for a shovel so this could go by much faster. Now it's time to play the waiting game ultimately and pray time goes by fast. In the meantime, I realized I didn't put the roof at the right height. So again, I had to destroy the entire ring of the roof just to replace it by half a block, just so the roof can look more decent. Honestly, the rest of the days was pretty much nothing but placing glass, going to the desert chunk and breaking sand just to put it in the furnace and burn sand for glass. It was an annoying cycle as I had to make so many trips because I kept underestimating how much sand I truly needed. But I ended up needing to go to the mine again for some coal because I burned so much sand I ran out of coal even after my mining trip. And then it was back to finishing up this cycle and placing our final bit of glass, and I must say, this roof does look pretty clean, not gonna lie. And then it was time to start going after these spruce trees for our next big project in this world. And apparently I also failed in torching up our tree farm just as I predicted, because these two guys thought it'd be a fun time to mess with me. Even though I easily dispatched them, it felt like Skyrim when you're level 100 and got like little bandits and skeevers coming after you, like just please learn your place. Day 75 to 85, I finally decided to jump on our big project and creating our own personal hub for stuff like storage and all that. And I decided to create it huge and use slabs as stairs. But then I realized that those slabs took up a huge space and we had like a 2-to-1 or maybe even 3-to-1 ratio of slab stairs to actual flooring. So I again had to restart and break everything and switch over to stairs. Story of my life again, like I don't know what perfectly describes this than that. But looks pretty good, eh? Now imagine a third of that floor space and the rest slabs. The previous look was absolutely terrible, but now it looks a bit more equal and normal, so you know, I'm not complaining. And after I finished that, I needed a whack ton of chests, so I had to go crazy on our tree farming, because we're gonna need a lot more wood than that. I created 2 full walls of chests, even though I truly only needed like 1 single wall, but because of this 360 look I'm going for, I needed things a bit more symmetric so they look good. And I wanted to block up the space between the chests just to add, you know, a bit more spice to the look and create a more solid look rather than just random placements. Like, I mean, this looks pretty awesome to be honest. And don't worry about the stone path up above, that is another project that we'll have to fill out after, so excuse that nasty look. But this definitely has potential to add an amazing look to our base. Day 86 to 93, I wanted to spice up my little storage space, and rather than using those nasty little torches, I wanted to build like a real expert and use some redstone lamps. And that's all the footage I got from mining redstone and glowstone, as I accidentally stopped the recording somehow. But after I completed filling up our base with the lamps, my next plan was to kinda upgrade our little storage area. And for that upgrade, we need unnecessarily, I might add, a lot of cobblestone for this, because I mean, we definitely won't be making use of this entire thing as it kinda is overkill, but it is a nice space filler to be honest, and it adds a nice touch. So we spent a long time doing nothing but mining cobble in the generator. Then I had a nice and bright idea. Rather than mining cobblestone, waiting half a second for it to respawn, why not go in our cave and just start mining there? The cooldown is much slower and it'll just be faster in general. I wasted so much time with the cobblestone generator when I could have probably have the time to do it honestly. And ta-da! I mean, this isn't completely done as you can see, but you get the idea, right? And if you look at that, it doesn't look completely right, so it took me a moment to just stare at it to kind of get a grasp on what it needed, realize what it needed, and had to start placing again and breaking. But things are less when you kind of realize the difference in looks and can appreciate how good it looks to begin with, so it wasn't too bad. Now, it's time to make use of all those cows we absolutely murdered, so we can add a bit more organization as well as aesthetic pops to the area as we place these item frames on these chests. I really want to make this place look awesome, so I expect I'll constantly be adding some stuff here and there. Sadly, had to go kill some more of our cows again. And of course I messed up, and rather than crafting item frames, I crafted leather leggings. Fine. So, had to go back to the chopping block on these cows. Look at this though. This looks nice, eh? Now, I just need to fill out these frames and then it'll truly look awesome. But I kind of wanted to do something with the middle of this, so down to the trenches it is. And somehow, every single mob and their mother came to have fun. But then something amazing happened. The skeleton friendly fired the zombie, and the zombie absolutely did not like that. So they had like a little civil war going on, no Captain America though. So while all the mobs were crowding around that, I decided to make a run for it because I didn't want any conflict. So now it's the fun part in spending hours just to collect 3 pieces of obsidian. I thought mining ancient debris was bad, but of course Minecraft had to hit me with a nice smack of reality and gave me a desire to go get some obsidian. Time to run back up and pray nothing hurts me. And apparently the lighting is not good enough at all, as my storage system attracted a whole bus of zombies that wanted to go steal some loot. Joke's on them though, I am absolutely broke and got nothing in any of those chests. Time to place down the obsidian for a beautiful little portal. The first time didn't work out, which kind of sketched me out, but worked the second time, so you know, I'm not gonna ask too many questions. Looking pretty nice though, I must say so. Time for the moment of truth to see what's going on in the nether. Except when I popped up in here, everything looked normal, so even though that's like a bit disappointing, I didn't want to make use of the nether since it clearly wasn't designed to have people come here. So you know, I'll just leave the portal up, but I'll never travel to the nether. Day 94 was pretty boring, as I mostly spent it transferring items from my chest in the island down to the other chests, and deciding which chest holds what was pretty hard too. There were plenty of trips, but good news is that the grass finally made its way to our sheep pen, so we can finally get started on expanding our sheep farm so we can begin extorting these sheep for their wool. But now the fun part is going to be finding a little fun friend for our good old sheep here. This actually felt really good, not gonna lie, and I needed some space for our crafting table, so I went overboard again and made a bunch. Why did I do that? Not sure, but you know, it looks like it's worth it. Day 95 to 98 was a bit of a rush, as I knew the days were coming to an end soon, but I truly didn't want to end on a big question mark, so I wanted to get some things done for sure. And my main goal for the end of this video was to finish up the bridge between the villager chunk that goes over my storage area. Then I had to take my sweet time again placing wood to make sure I didn't mess it up again and double place or place where I shouldn't. Well, if you look at that, this adds like a nice exclamation mark on this build. Of course, I got more plans for this section of our base, but that'll have to be done for the next video, obviously. I even added like little stairs to transition better with the portal and the bridge. And before y'all ask why I added the dent in this bridge, it's so we can have like a seamless transition up and under our storage area and the bridge, of course. Day 99 to 100 felt kind of bittersweet. You know, it's awesome to see how far we've come, but then I realized something. We need diamond armor for our thumbnail. So I went on our final mission of our 100 days to go find some diamonds for this armor. Because who's going to want to click on this video if I'm still only wearing iron armor, right? I mean, I sure wouldn't. Gotta make that diamond armor, of course, and waste diamonds, sadly. Gotta make a sword too, of course. And look at that. We're finally all done and ready to reach the 100-day mark. This sure was an amazing experience recording and talking over. So for those who made it all this way, I truly just gotta say thank you so much. I'm not entirely sure how long this video will be, but I'm certain it'll be over the 35-minute mark, which is absolutely crazy for all those who stayed this long. I am honestly truly grateful. And I mean, as the sun sets, we're finally reaching that 100-day mark. So looking at our progress, I must say that I am very proud of how far I came. From dying multiple times to even starting out our animal pen and tree farm. But trust me, we are far from over. There are still so many farms I want to make. I still have to fight the Ender Dragon and the Wither, as well as finish the monument to actually completely finish this game. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and give me some ideas for other 100 days videos or what I can expand on in this series. Thank y'all so much for watching. Truly means the world to me. Peace.